dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the WARFRAME video. So we got another episode of the Dev Stream Bingo, where every month where DE does their Dev Stream, we do a fun little cynical prediction and, just like game knowledge overview of what they will be talking about, or what they might be talking about, or rather what we kind of hope or don't hope that they talk about on their stream. Now, the Dev Streams are usually on Fridays, but I just like to let you know, since I believe it's a holiday in a lot of places, the Dev Stream has been moved to next Monday, which will be the 28th. Yes, the 28th at 2 p.m. ET on their channel. And also there will be a drop. If you link your account and all that, you will get a umbra forma drop from their channel. I don't think it's on anyone else's channel either, so make sure you watch their channel if you want that umbra forma. I will be watching it to get the umbra forma too. I'll also be doing a live reaction on my stream as well. If you want to come check out my stream, maybe have both tabs open, see my reaction, get the drop and all that, whatever you want to do. But we'll be going over some predictions today for fun. A lot of stuff we already know is going to be talked about, and a lot of stuff we don't know is going to be talked about. So we'll be hopping into that. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. It's more of a fun. You can make your own bingo card, of course. I will link my bingo card down below if you want to go along with mine. But there's certain things on there. You can't make it too easy. You got to have some things that might not happen, some things that are likely to happen. Whenever I make these, I like to not have things that are guaranteed to happen for the most part. So let's start off. Now, I know I said I don't want things that are guaranteed to happen, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you top left corner, number 1, Grendel rework info. That's like a 99% chance to happen, because that's supposed to be one of the features of this update. They're going to be making it where Grendel's buffs, like the Toxin buff, the Energy buff, whatever the other one does, Retaliation attack, those will all cast at the same time. Now, that's one thing that we know. Of course, I'm hoping he has more stuff that's being changed. Like his Regurgitate attack is pretty bad. Pretty sure I saw on Pablo's Twitter that that's going to be switched around to his new ultimate or something. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to really go off of one Twitter image and try to speculate for too long on there. But yeah, we have a decent amount of info. And Grendel Prime is going to be in the next couple of years. And in Grendel's current state, I don't think that'll be a very popular Prime access. So that's what they're likely thinking too. So yeah, Grendel rework info, they'll likely talk about it. If they don't, I'd be very surprised because he's supposed to be getting a mini rework in like 5 days. Next one, Tau Shard crafting. This is something that a lot of people want because getting Tau Shards in this game is a very poor system, I'd say. And I think a lot of people would agree with that too. It's a 20% lever pull per week. And actually, if you want to get let's say if you want to get a Crimson Tau Shard, that would be like once per month basically. So if you get unlucky and when you kill the Archon, you get a normal shard instead of a Tau Shard, you can't even attempt to get that loot again for another month, which is awful feeling. So if they're not going to make them like tradable or whatever, people have been asking for like a crafting system or like some kind of like pity system or like some new resource to craft. Basically just a crafting system, honestly. That would be cool. Because I was trying to make a new build yesterday for one of the frames, and it's like, okay, if I don't have 2 Crimson Tau Shards, this build does not work the way I want it to at all. It actually becomes like a build that is not going to work very well it's not even like video worthy after not having Tau Shards. So maybe that's not worth making a video on in the first place if it needs Tau Shards, but yeah, people have been asking for this, so we'll see if we get it. They did briefly talk about it in the last stream. They basically said, leave that feedback on the forums. For what your problems with Tau Shards. So it's like, okay, cool. So that means just we don't care about your feedback. Is how I've read that. Post Deviri plans is the next square. If you think about it, do we even know anything about what's happening after Deviri? Like Deviri got delayed to likely like February, March of 2023, but we have no idea what's happening after Deviri. DE did briefly say they want to make raids come back in some degree in 2023, but that's not a lot to go off of. Raids, that would be cool. I'd like a year of just like, making everything in the game, like quality of life better, like going back to old content, fixing it back up. But, that's not something that a live service game can really do, if you ask me. They have to constantly have people coming back for new content and all that. So, that would be nice to know the post-Deviri plans because we don't know that right now. Archon Hunt changes. We were supposed to have damage attenuation changes with Echoes of Veilbreaker, and it didn't end up happening. So I'm thinking it's because Pablo is like the main dude, and he's like doing a lot of stuff right now. So it's like he was talking about doing damage attenuation changes. Maybe they'll actually happen in Lua's Prey, but we don't know. But I'd expect more changes. That could also go with the Tau. Honestly, anything involving Archon hunts becoming less annoying. It's the proven DE method. Release the update as grindy as can be. Bad quality of life, bad this, bad that. 2 months later, or like a month later, massively reduce the grind, make it better in like almost every way. Unless you just like wasting time, I guess, to be worse in that way. So maybe they'll do some Archon Hunt changes soon. There was recently an Archon Hunt Disruption and an Archon Hunt Spy, and that was pretty nice not to do a defense mission for 1 week. Moving on to the next square, finishing off the top row here, we got more AoE nerfs. Now, self-damage getting added back. I'm not sure if it's still happening. Honestly, I am so ready to cheese it. Like, we'll talk about the later game, the later card issues and stuff. I'm already ready to completely bypass all the self-damage changes. I've had the build ready, I just don't want to release it until we actually are confirming it's going to be put in game. So, yeah, if they think that we're going to just stop spamming AoE, they're wrong. So, more AoE nerfs are likely to happen, though, because people keep complaining. I don't know what you guys... If that's apparently complaining that AoE is too good is your calling in life, people on like the forums and Reddit, because I don't know what other reason you do it for. Just because you just like to complain, I guess? You know, I know where you're coming from, so maybe we can talk about this later offline. Next one, Deviri information. Screw post-Deviri plans. What's going on with Deviri itself? We don't know when it's coming out, besides next year, and I think it might be too early for them to release that. But you know, to like maybe give a release window could be kind of nice, in my opinion. So, moving on, the next one says the word raid. If they say the word raid in any way, raid in 2023. Raiding this streamer after the stream. Raid Shadow Legends. Like, whatever they say involving a raid, you can fill that square in, because that means that they're at least thinking about adding raids back to Warframe. Major copium, but, you know, I would like that to come back, please. Moving on, Varuna is not a DPS or a support. One thing we're guaranteed to see in this dev stream is Varuna's abilities. My current prediction on Varuna is that she will not be a support frame or a DPS frame. She'll be more of a frame like Zephyr, where it's like, this is just a good frame in general. You know, not extremely helpful for the team, but very self-sufficient and powerful. Now, that would be unfortunate. If Varuna was a support or a DPS, that means that you see her a lot more in missions. Think about it, like, Wisp is a support, see her all the time. Saren's a DPS, see her all the time. You know, et cetera, et cetera. Now, you don't see Trinity all the time and she's a support, but that's probably because Wisp is so good. So, if they make Varuna a frame kind of like Zephyr, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I kind of feel like she should be like a DPS or support. Just because it's such an anticipated frame, you want her to be seen all the time. And be really good, hopefully. Really, really strong. Next one, cross-platform trading and clans info. I am of the opinion that DE lied about getting crossplay out fully in 2022. Now, they didn't say the word fully on their original stream. They just said crossplay coming in 2022, and we have it on with Xbox and PC. There's no trading. There's no cross-platform clans. Can't even look at people's profiles across platforms. So I don't even consider that fully released. It's not. It's more of a cross-play test still. They didn't turn the test off. So we need more information on trading, cross-platform trading, and cross-platform clans. They keep like not telling us stuff about it because there's nothing to say apparently. But it's starting to get real annoying at this point. It's like, I feel like you kind of baited us in. It's like, yeah, crossplay's gonna be next year. It's like, oh yeah, crossplay is like 25% implemented for two platforms. So I know it's not easy to do, but you know, we're the customers. We're not the. It's not our job to really care, to be honest. So please hurry that up. Audio issues. It wouldn't be a dev stream without audio issues. The whole Hey Tenno meme from a couple years ago came from audio issues on their dev stream. All right, moving on to the next one. Next row, rather. Survival variant has no loot. If you didn't know this, there's going to be a new survival variant being added on Lua, where basically a Thrax is going to spawn and make your life support drain 50% faster while it's alive. Regardless of the fact that sounds like a way too aggressive of a drain for Thrax, or for that mission, you know, there's likely going to be no loot. So Varuna's definitely going to drop there. Like Varuna parts, I'm guessing like 10%, 12% drop rate on rotation C, which means every 20 minutes you'll get one lever pull for Varuna. But is it going to drop anything else besides that? This is going to be post the War Within, so you don't even need to do the new war to do this new content. So I'm hoping there's more loot besides just Varuna, but likely it's not going to be a thing. It's going to be like, okay, here's 400 endo. You know, 400 endo on rotation C. So that's less like we'll probably see until the actual update comes out, but I'm putting it on your radar, and, you know, if they do say, this is also dropping from this new survival node, then, you know, then I'd be wrong. But if they don't say anything about it and it's just Varuna, from what we can tell, you can fill that one in. Inaros changes. Okay, so this one actually is going to, this one might take a little bit longer to explain than I'd like. So basically, I'm going to give you the really, really quick version of the Inaros changes situation. So, since both Yareli and Grendel are getting reworks to some degree with Lua's Prey, this is a direct quote from Megan on the primetime stream for like last week. Megan said, since people are complaining, well, she didn't say it like that, but basically people stopped asking for Hydroid and Yareli to get reworked since we're reworking them. Maybe Inaros will be the next one. And she was acting like it's already in the works. So, an Inaros rework? An actual Inaros rework, please. He needs one sorely. But as does Hydroid and some other frames too. But hey, one frame at a time. I know you did two at a time, or 2 frames at a time with Grendel and Yareli, but they were already, they're already in the game, like, with abilities and stuff. Inaros basically doesn't even have abilities as far as I'm concerned. His only ability is his helmet ability to me. So, Inaros changes, give him some shields or something, make his coffin not, like, actually a bad thing. And yeah, there you go. Free square in the middle. I'm not ripping at anybody today. Basically, you can put that as the free square is Varuna looked better in concept art, I guess. Moving on. Now, this one is more copium than ever. I just want to put this on here to make a statement. I have put new Tenant and Kuva weapons on almost every dev stream bingo this year. It might actually be and I do these every month. Why do we not get any new Kuva or Tenant weapons? It feels like super easy, low-hanging fruit content that is just like, it's something to do. It's something for players who are invested. Like, oh, dude, did you see the new Kuva Sobek is out? Oh, no, I didn't. I'm going to go farm that right now. That's like, 10 hours of grinding to get a 60% roll? That stimulates the plat economy. People are buying liches. People are buying Sobek Rivens or something. I don't know. So that's the type of thing that it seemed like it would be easy to add. And we actually know that there were supposed to be other Tenant weapons that didn't add, like the Tenant Ferox. I think there was some like Sniper or something too. So we're waiting on that. And I feel like it feels copium at this point to even be asking for new Kuva weapons because they're so reluctant to give them to us, which it seemed like it'd be super easy, but whatever. Moving on, Soul Frame in any way. I'd say that it's quite clear to see nowadays that they are trying to transition us over to Soul Frame eventually. If you played Destiny 1, basically they ruined PvP at the end of Destiny 1 because they want people to play Destiny 2. That's kind of the idea I'm going at right now. Make these updates really, really underwhelming. Most of the devs that were working on this before are now working on another game. Slowly transition them over to the new one, which will, by the way, Soulframe will be a free-to-play, like MMO kind of game. So they will be asking for microtransaction money and all that over there too. So, it's not completely out of the question. They would be trying to butter us up to move us over to Soulframe eventually. So if they mention it in any way, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. All right, next one here, Pazul Archon fight. This is, if you've been doing Archon hunts and you see Pazul talking to you all the time, you might be like, why is this not a boss fight? What is this? This guy's just like trash talking me? Like, who even is this? I feel like that we should have a Pazul 4th Archon fight. And here's actually my idea for it. I've done a lot of thinking about this. So, since there's 3 Archon fights, and there's the era Pazul Archon that isn't actually a fight, here's what you could do to make people that grind your game actually feel rewarded and not like they're just unwanted, basically. Make it where if someone does all 3 of their Archon hunts for the month, let's say you did the first week Archon hunt, the second week Archon hunt, the third week Archon hunt, you're like, wait, months have 4 weeks in them. If you are a dedicated call grinder and you did all your Archon hunts for the entire week, maybe even did all the call missions for the entire month, it would unlock the 4th special Archon at the end of the month, which will either give you a guaranteed Tau Shard of a random element, or maybe you can even choose the element, or color, not element. And also, it would be a harder call mission versus an Archon like Pazul or something. So, make it where people that are grinding call missions and doing all your weekly resets are rewarded and get special content that people that don't grind and just like, I'm only going to play when the red shard's available. Those guys aren't going to be, because to be real, if you get a bunch of extra blue shards, it's not really doing much, honestly. Like, you could realistically just skip blue week, and I wouldn't blame you, to be honest. And a couple extra armor here and there, not going to make much of a difference. So, something like that. Make a Pazul Archon fight where if you're doing all the call missions, you get access to it at the end of each month. That could be kind of cool. Other things like that could be interesting too. But that's going along the lines of Archon hunt changes. Next one, just a for fun one right here. Self-damage canceled. We've been all acting like self-damage is going to be added back 100%, but it isn't guaranteed to come back yet. If it does not get added, just stay the way we are currently, I wouldn't be super against it, because at the same time, even if you are going to add self-damage, like I said earlier, I'm going to be able to bypass it. I've got videos ready to go, basically. I've had these builds ready for months, or rather for weeks, so. And we'll be going over those next couple things right here. So, Gloom nerf. If they are adding self-damage back, Gloom will likely be a very powerful ability, as it gives you lifesteal. It already is a powerful ability. It will be very powerful to bypass self-damage problems. It gives you lifesteal, so you shoot an enemy, it heals you back up. But if you watch my Garuda Molt, my Molt Garuda video with Molt Reconstruct and Molt on Garuda from months ago, which I will link in the description, that's going to be probably like the new meta setup. If we go over the next one right here, Bleeding and Decaying Dragon Key meta. If you watch my Garuda video, the idea of it is basically you cast Molt from Saren from the Helmet system, and it gives, with the Molt Reconstruct Arcane, you get full health. With Brief Respite and Augur mods, you get full shield gate. Every ability cast, or rather every Molt cast. And Molt has no casting speed, so basically you push one button, you're full health and full shield. That will likely be the meta after, if they do add self-damage back the way we saw in the original stream. Because it will break your shield gate, it will take you down to like 25% health. But, like I said, that build gets you to full health. And with the Bleeding Key, you can do it on other frames too, quite easily. So yeah, interesting stuff there. PlayStation crossplay info. It's a big platform that's not actually getting crossplay right now, and PlayStation players are really annoyed. I talk to them a lot, so I definitely am aware of it. And, you know, it is BS. It's like I said, I feel like DE did lie about crossplay this year, and the PlayStation players are suffering. Xbox gets to, you know, at least have a bigger player, but they can't trade with people on other platforms, but they can play with them on other platforms. So yeah, Switch and PlayStation, maybe do something about that, DE. We're kind of waiting here. Moving on, Zaku Deluxe looking weird. We know for a fact they'll be showing Zaku Deluxe on the stream, but it's likely that, you know, it might look cool in concept art, but not look cool in game, kind of like Varuna. So we'll have to see. I have a feeling that the skeleton mode will look cool. The non-skeleton mode will look goofy. So we'll have to take a look at that. This could have been in the free space. I'm just kidding. New Wisp skin. You know, it's been a couple months we got a new Wisp skin, DE. You sure you got one in the back that you're about to bring out? Maybe next year? Because just a reminder, we got 4 Wisp skins in February of this year. So we're kind of like low on our Wisp skin quota for this season. So please do something about that. Put that feedback on the forums. That's my joke thing from earlier. Basically, they can just, if we have any like big things talking like, yo, how about crossplay? How about this? How about that? They could just be like, put that in the forums. That's what they said last time. When someone said, or rather when they responded to, we have a problem with the Tau Shard, they're like, we're not changing it, put the feedback on the forums. That's basically what we got. Like a backhand slap from the community overlord. So, yeah, it's likely that's going to happen again because they're just trying to get, they just want to keep you around to make you maybe think about buying stuff, and they don't really care about you. That's how it feels. Megan Fashion Frame. So basically what that means is like really bright colors. I'm expecting that on Varuna. That could maybe be a free one too because she is the community, she's a high-ranking community coordinator now or whatever, community manager. So she's likely going to be the one doing the gameplay on their stream. Maybe Rebecca will, but it's likely going to be Megan. So, funny fashion frame. This one have a fun one on there. And the last one, Varuna weapons look meh. Varuna is getting 2 weapons. There's going to be her new axe, and there's going to be a sniper. And the sniper has multiple barrels. But the way I'm looking at it is like, how do you make a heavy blade, like a generic-looking heavy blade, feel good? If you look at like some of the other signature heavy blade weapons in this game, like the Masseter from Grendel, it does like nothing special. So hopefully Varuna's great axe or heavy blade or whatever is going to like summon wolves or something. But as it stands right now, it just might be a generic heavy blade with like decent stats. And the sniper, it has multiple barrels, so that will likely be kind of cool. But, you know, we'll have to see. And that's it for the dev stream bingo, guys. Hopefully you found the bingo card fun. Just listening to me talk is fun, hopefully. And I'm hoping that the dev stream is going to be good. Like I said, it is on Monday. They did delay it. Or not delay it, but they just didn't do it on Friday for some reason, which is weird because they always do them on Fridays. Like, there's probably been like 1 or 2 dev streams on Tuesdays that I can remember ever. So, yeah, this one's not even on Tuesday. It's on Monday. Even more weird. So, new update will be next week. Nightwave is gone. Nightwave is currently gone. So, if you didn't do your Nightwave stuff, too bad. Don't worry, there'll be another one on Wednesday as well. So we're getting a lot of stuff next Wednesday. We're getting the Nightwave, we're getting the update, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, also, they will be announcing a new Prime frame on the dev stream as well. That was actually announced after the fact. It's kind of crazy. It's like, okay, so you're going to delay Deviri, but you're not going to delay the Prime access. Yeah, seems about right. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for the stream and all that, or for my stream. Their stream will be on Monday, and yeah, I'll be putting up videos every day. So I appreciate all the support, guys. Take it easy. Peace.